starts with a low, somber tone, gradually building intensity. Gotham City. A city that breathes shadows and exhales fear. But even for Gotham, this was different. A new kind of cold was creeping through its veins, a cold that wasn't just in the air. It was a cold born of hate. It started with a series of bizarre, high-tech robberies. The targets, all GothCorp facilities. The method? A weapon that could flash freeze anything or anyone in an instant. The police were baffled, helpless against this icy phantom. And when the police are helpless, that's when my work begins. I tracked the source of the cold, the strange energy signatures left behind at each crime scene. They led me to a figure straight out of a nightmare. A man encased in a cryogenic suit, his skin blue, his eyes burning red behind a glass dome. He called himself Mr. Freeze. Our first encounter was humbling. I'm used to dealing with thugs, with psychopaths who crave chaos. Freeze was different. There was no joy in his destruction, only a chilling, single-minded purpose. He moved with a brutal efficiency, his freeze gun turning my own arsenal against me. He wasn't just a criminal. He was a force of nature driven by something I couldn't yet understand. He overpowered me, leaving me frozen, defeated, and with a chilling warning about his true target. This wasn't about money, it was about revenge, and his target was Ferris Boyle, the celebrated CEO of GothCorp. A philanthropist, a humanitarian, the man of the year. To Gotham, Boyle was a hero, but to Freeze, he was a monster. I dug deeper, piecing together the frozen fragments of the past. I discovered the truth at GothCorp's labs. A brilliant cryogenics scientist, Dr. Victor Freeze, had been using company resources for a deeply personal, unauthorized project. He was trying to save his terminally ill wife, Nora, placing her in suspended animation until he could find a cure. But Ferris Boyle, the benevolent CEO, found out. He didn't see a desperate husband, he saw an expensive liability. In a furious confrontation, Boyle kicked Victor into a table of volatile cryogenic chemicals. The accident didn't kill him. It did something far worse. It mutated him, transformed him into a creature who could only survive in sub-zero temperatures. A being of pure, agonizing cold. And in the chaos, Boyle shut down the experiment, effectively pulling the plug on Nora's only hope. So Mr. Freeze wasn't born from greed or madness. He was forged in the fires of loss and injustice by the very man Gotham adored. The final act played out at a GothCorp humanitarian award ceremony with Boyle on stage, soaking in the applause. That's when Freeze crashed the party, his cold fury turning the celebration into a scene of terror. He didn't want to kill Boyle, not quickly anyway. He wanted to give him a taste of his own medicine, to freeze him, to make him suffer the same slow, agonizing fate as Nora. I intervened. But this time, I wasn't just fighting a villain. I was standing between two tragedies. I showed Freeze the truth. I had found his recording of what Boyle did, the evidence that would expose him to the world. I gave him a choice, revenge or justice, justice for Nora. For a moment, I saw the man, Victor Freeze, flicker behind those cold red eyes. A single tear froze on his cheek, but his pain was too deep. The cold had taken him. He chose revenge.
In the end, I had to stop him, but I made sure Boyle couldn't escape the consequences.
I handed the evidence to a reporter. Boyle's life wasn't taken, but his reputation, his empire, everything he built on that one act of cruelty was shattered. As for Freeze, he was sent to Arkham, locked in a specially designed, refrigerated cell. The last time I saw him, he was staring at a small snow globe, a tiny ballerina frozen inside. And he whispered a single name, Nora. His heart wasn't evil, it was just broken, shattered into a million pieces of ice. And in the chilling quiet of his cell, he was left with nothing but his cold, endless grief.